live from Las Vegas. This is 13 Action News. Good morning, Las Vegas.
Well, waking up to some slick roads this morning, our live cameras showing you that the fog has lifted that we saw earlier. We're tracking the latest on the system and when rain could be heading back to our area. And a Nevada death row inmate found dead in his cell. What we're learning will now happen in the case surrounding Scott Dozier. Plus,
I can't even imagine how horrible it must be to be a victim of abuse like that.
a woman in a vegetative state for nearly a decade gives birth at a nursing facility. The story gaining national attention online, and now multiple agencies are joining in the investigation that's left doctors stunned. And skipping the flu shot, why parents say the doctor's office is playing a part in that decision for their kids. But first, a bright and sunny start here to your Sunday here in Las Vegas. About time, right, Gina? Check out what the strip looked like last night. Some viewers actually thought that that fog that was over the strip was actually smoke because it was just so dark and those clouds were so low. But gosh, it was pretty rough this morning. Good morning, Las Vegas. I'm Tom George.
And I'm meteorologist Gina Cancellari. And as we keep saying, wow.
It was almost like Gotham City or something as you drive, and the fog is just looming over. You can't see anything. It's like we were bird boxed.
We were blindfolded, but not.
That's what we're calling it. Yeah, we coined a new phrase about that. Anytime it's too foggy, it's just like driving like a bird box, right?
But everything is going away.
Yeah.
The
blindfold is coming off.
The blindfold is removed, and we can see the sunshine. Yes, here it is. The satellite and radar does show the storm that we are talking about. It moved through last night. I heard the rain. I'm sure you did too. And it brought, in some areas, 1/3 of an inch of rain. We'll take a look at rainfall totals coming up here within the hour. But for now, I do want to show you that the storm is on its way out. And because of that, we will have clearing conditions. Here's the line of clouds. There it is there, continuing to push off as well. So sunshine is here. We have a nice day for your Sunday. A closer look at the radar does show everything has cleared out and we are dry this morning, despite the fact the roads are still wet. Visibility still reduced in some areas, but most of the fog is lifting. McCarran 6 miles right now, Las Vegas 6 miles. Everyone else finally 10-mile visibility, with the exception of Red Rock and Mount Charleston. And Mount Charleston, we do have a winter weather advisory in effect until 10 o'clock this morning. So the clouds are starting to move out at 9 a.m. 47 degrees right now, clearing, continuing to clear as we head through the noon hour and 1 o'clock hour. 53 degrees at that time, and then we'll have a breeze. The wind is going to pick up. We'll take a look at the windy timeline ahead. Tom?
Sounds good. Thanks, Gina. Well, now to that big story that has a lot of people talking online. Nevada death row inmate Scott Dozier was found dead for an apparent suicide in his jail cell. It's a confusing case that's dragged on for more than a decade. Just last year, Nevada prison officials told us Scott Dozier had gone to great lengths to try and kill himself while awaiting execution. But as 13 Action News reporter Nina Porshunkala explains, the Department of Corrections didn't have him on suicide watch.
It was supposed to be the first execution in the state of Nevada in over a decade, but those plans were cut short. Scott Dozier hung himself in his Ely State Prison cell. The Nevada Department of Corrections tells 13 Action News he was found hanging from a bedsheet tied to an air vent. Dozier's execution has been a subject of a heated court battle. It was postponed twice before. The battle centered around a powerful drug, midazolam, the state wanted to use.
The state's misuse of its product in this fashion will harm it, will harm its reputation, and will harm its goodwill.
Attorneys for drug maker Alvogen say the state secretly obtained their drug and they did not want it used to kill Dozier. The judge sided with the drug maker. The state filed an appeal with the Nevada Supreme Court last year to move this execution forward. And those fighting the drug cocktail, like the local chapter of the ACLU, say the fight wasn't about Dozier.
It affects not only Mr. Dozier, but the over 80 other people who are on death row. And so this is why we fight for transparency in Nevada.
Dozier was sentenced to death for the 2002 killing of Jeremiah Miller. Investigators say Dozier killed Miller over a drug deal. And investigators also say he cut up his body, stuffed parts of him into a suitcase, which was found at this Las Vegas apartment complex near Flamingo and Cimarron. The rest, it's believed to have been buried at the former La Concha Motel near downtown. The Department of Correction tells us Dozier's autopsy is being scheduled and his family has been notified. Nina Porshunkala, 13 Action News.
And as we mentioned, this case has been at the center of a big legal battle over those lethal drugs. We have a deeper look at this story for you on our website. You can find that at ktnv.com. Well, it's a disturbing case of alleged sex abuse that's making national headlines this morning. Sources say a woman who's been in a vegetative state for at least a decade gave birth at a Phoenix facility last week, and now police are investigating.
I can't even imagine how horrible it must be to be a victim of abuse like that. This was an extremely dangerous situation with no monitoring.
Facility employees say they were not aware the woman was pregnant until she went into labor. Doctors say it's alarming the child was born alive and healthy because the woman had no prenatal care.
There wasn't any prenatal screening done or prenatal labs, so we weren't able to see if she was suffering from gestational diabetes or HELLP syndrome.
Yeah, disturbing story for sure. The Arizona governor's office and several state agencies say they are assisting police with that investigation and additional probes into what could have happened. In a statement, Hacienda Healthcare says it is cooperating with that investigation, calling this incident disturbing. Well, back here at home and only on 13 Action News, the family of this woman accused of running over and killing a local nail salon worker is pleading for her to come forward.
I don't know the laws, and I don't care what it'll take. I will get you a lawyer. We will fix this. Just come home. Call me. Call Grandma. We could do this. We could do this together. I'll go there with you. I promise. Just come home. Nobody's mad. It's going to be okay.
Police say 21-year-old Crystal Whipple ran over Ngoc Nguyen to avoid paying for a $35 manicure. This is the video showing what happened near Flamingo and Decatur. There is a GoFundMe page set up for the victim's family. We have a link to that at ktnv.com. Well, now to a 13 Action News update on a 9-vehicle crash on the 15 at the Nevada-California state line. All lanes of the freeway are back open this morning, but that crash shut down all lanes of the 15 for over 8 hours and caused several miles of backup. NHP telling us a semi failed to hit the brakes and then slammed into another semi and 7 other vehicles. All that happening around 8 yesterday morning. 2 people were taken to the hospital, one of them in critical condition. Hazmat also had to be called out because about 25 gallons of diesel spilled out onto the road. Well, health officials say flu activity may increase the first 2 weeks of January. On Friday, a Southern Nevada Health District report showed that there have been 68 confirmed cases here in Clark County this flu season. However, an online poll shows more than a third of parents have no plans to get their kids vaccinated. And as Annie Taylor found out, that decision may actually start at the doctor's office.
This flu season, 1/3 of parents plan to skip the flu shot for their kids. But Dr. Judith Schley with Denver Public Health says that's extremely dangerous.
They can be hospitalized and can die from it.
A new report from C.S. Mott Children's Hospital found nearly half of parents usually follow their pediatrician's advice. But 21% say they don't remember if their doctor recommended their child to get a flu shot. Many adults don't remember flu shots being recommended by doctors when they were growing up, but Dr. Schley says that's because before the year 2000, they weren't.
Before that time period, we were asking only high-risk adults, elderly, pregnant women, at-risk children to get vaccinated.
Nowadays, parents say they have their own reasons as to why they don't get their kids' flu shots. Side effects, the belief the shot doesn't work, their child is healthy and doesn't need to be vaccinated.
You might still get flu, but by taking the vaccine, you'll reduce the comorbidities and the disease burden from taking it. It'll be a milder infection.
Dr. Schley says don't wait to get the shot. I'm Annie Taylor reporting.
All right, a big week ahead for Vegas. The transformation nearly complete over at the Las Vegas Convention Center for CES. The annual technology convention runs from January 8th through the 11th. Now, this is just a glimpse of the setup we've been seeing going on all weekend. Hundreds of thousands of people are expected, which of course also means some big money for our city, to the tune of about $265 million, according to the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. Good morning, everyone. Well, coming up, a Crab Fest bust. Locals and people visiting our valley out hundreds of dollars after a festival that was advertised online turned out to be fake. Gina?
All right, Tom, we have fog lifting, both literally and figuratively. There is also a winter weather advisory in effect until 10 o'clock this morning for elevations 5,000 feet and higher. Then, after 10 o'clock, more sunshine for everyone with a breeze. I've got your full forecast details plus the 7-day, all coming up after the break.
All right, check this out. Viewers sending us these great shots of the fog this morning. Yeah, very Pacific Northwest, Seattle-y type feel to our Sunday.
Halloween-y too.
Yeah, complete with chugging black coffee over here. Yeah, I mean, you
that's what I do.
it. Yeah, we were saying it was It was almost like, was that Bird Box?
Yes, we did not need the blindfold this morning because there was so much fog. It acted like it for us.
Those pictures, though, are great, though.
Yeah, really great pictures.
Over the strip. Yeah, it's almost like Gotham City out there.
Yes. So we had the fog, we have wet roads.
Yes, and as we were saying, Bird Box style, the blindfold has now been lifted. The sun is out, and things are finally starting to clear up, right?
Yeah, we've got a nice day in store, really.
Yeah.
And I'm just not saying that. I'm forecasting it, and it will happen. So let's take a look at the weather for you, show you what you can expect as we head through the day. The fog is lifting. If you saw it earlier, you know what we're talking about. If you're just waking up now, you have no idea. We did have a lot of fog around. Visibility reduced to 2 miles at the airport. Now that's starting to clear away. We do, though, still have a winter weather advisory in effect for the Sheep Range and the Spring Mountains, including Kyle Canyon. That goes until 10 o'clock this morning. Expecting wind there to blow at about 35 miles per hour. And with this storm that moved through, about 4 to 7 inches of snow in that area. So if you're driving up there, do be aware, treacherous driving in the mountains today. And then once everything clears out, more sunshine and a wind will pick up, probably sustained about 10 miles per hour throughout the day, making conditions feel a little cooler than it actually is. So here's the storm that caused all of the weather. It continues to push off to the east. And as it does so, in its wake, a whole lot of sunshine expected, again with a breeze about 10 miles per hour. No wet weather in the forecast in the days ahead. We are going to stay dry as we move through the upcoming work week and back to school. Here's a look at your weather timeline for today. 47 degrees at 9 a.m. As we move through the noon and 1 o'clock hour, we are heating up. 53 degrees at that time with a decent amount of sunshine. However, with that breeze, it'll feel slightly cooler. Moving into 5 o'clock, the sun will set, 51 degrees then, and we could see a few clouds as we head into the overnight, but it's not going to bring us any wet weather. To prove it to you, here's the Futurecast. Starting off this morning at 8 o'clock, there's the storm pushing well off to our east. Some clouds are still around as we move through the overnight. Not a big deal, will not bring us any wet weather. We are staying dry, but we will have that breeze. Moving into the upcoming work week, we do have some clouds around, not going to bring a whole lot of wet weather. We're going to stay dry, but again, that breeze will be there. Then the breeze will clear out and we will start to warm up. Here's a look at your 7-day planner, and look at this. We have 60s in the forecast as we head into the midweek. But bringing you back today, breezy conditions as we move through the afternoon and drying out. High temperature 53 degrees, 56 for your Monday, 58 for your Wednesday, and there it is, 61 degrees. And we continue in the 60s for Thursday. Then we've got another storm in the forecast. That will happen this upcoming weekend. Tom?
Yeah, finally some warming up. Maybe nice to go outside, maybe enjoy a nice cricket match. Maybe Las Vegas now has a brand new cricket field. Take a look at this. Commissioners unveiling it yesterday in the southeast part of the valley. These are some pictures from Silver Bowl Park. Clark County Commissioner Jim Gibson also presented a proclamation to the Nevada Cricket Association for their efforts to grow the game right here in Las Vegas. Well, when Good Morning Las Vegas returns, our guest this morning helping the whole family be a little healthier this new year. The superfood smoothies, even the kids will love. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back as things clear up on your Sunday morning. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. New year, new you, right? It's new year. A lot of you probably making some resolutions to eat a little bit better. So joining me this morning is Marcella Williams with the Juice Standard. So yeah, a lot of us make those resolutions, but hard to keep them. But I mean, just adding juice can kind of help with that, right?
Absolutely. The World Health Organization recommends that we get 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And in just one of these bottles, you can get 2.
And there's a lot of different colors here, so I mean, you kind of got to arrange this stuff, right? So.
Exactly. So our objective is to create nutritious, taste delicious, and we do so by our proprietary blends. And if you'd like, you can sample.
All right, let's go for it.
So this is one of our most popular juices. It's called Be Grateful, and it is carrot, pineapple, apple, lemon, ginger.
Okay.
It's loaded with vitamin C to boost your immune and vitamin A, which is great for that healthy glow.
That's good, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's got a little bit of a kick to it too, yeah.
Yes. So we created multiple juices, and at any time someone can walk in and do a complimentary juice tasting, sample them all. We encourage you to do so because it refines your palate and allows you to taste juices that maybe would be scary. And here I have a cashew nut milk.
Oh, okay.
It also has coconut water and a little spirulina, which is a plant-based protein.
And you know, we were talking sometimes like it's hard to get the kids to maybe eat their fruits or their vegetables, but I mean, you have a lot of them. You can kind of get the nutrients and like mask it with the taste that kids like, right?
Absolutely. The idea is to let them try it and build a taste, slowly appreciate it, and then eventually they'll eat all their fruits and vegetables.
That's really good. Yeah, that's
Thank
the
you.
coconut one too. So yeah, absolutely. So certainly a lot of health benefits, and I mean it's really filling too. So I mean if you're trying to watch your weight or like go on a diet, right? I mean it kind of fills you up, and then you're good. This could be like a meal.
Exactly. And when you are constantly replenishing and making new cells, you want to make new healthy cells. And you do so by incorporating more vitamins and minerals.
Cool, sounds good. And then real quick before we go, just you want to let people know where they can find you?
We have 4 locations, one on Fort Apache and Peaceway, one inside the Cosmopolitan, one in Henderson, right off of 215 where St. Rose turns into Pecos, and another one inside True Fusion in downtown Summerlin, and a 5th on the way.
Cool, and then you also had a superfood as well?
Yes, we just launched our brand new smoothie bowl line, so come on in and try one of our smoothie bowls that's loaded with phytonutrients to keep you going through the day.
Perfect, so 4 locations, a lot to try. I mean, you got the whole color spectrum here, so certainly you know where to find her. Check them out, and hopefully this helps you with those New Year's resolutions. All right, we'll be right back after the break. All right, well, food enthusiasts coming to town for a crab festival are walking away with an empty stomach after finding out the event wasn't happening. Customers who bought tickets for the 2-day Captain Crab's Crab Fest feel they've been played by the organizers. 13 Action News reporter Cynthia Maldonado spoke to some people who claim they were scammed.
Misty Williams loves crab food. When she saw Captain Crab's Crab Feed was hosting an event in Las Vegas, she had to buy a ticket.
I saw it on Facebook maybe about a couple of months ago, and I was like, wow, this is a really good opportunity to go and pick out on some seafood.
Misty says she saw no red flags.
Got my little ticket in the mail.
In order to find out if this crab event was real, I searched for a website. The page shows November and January dates, and when I clicked on the event website link, the Facebook event Misty had seen no longer is available. The websites listed show 2 addresses. We first went to the 4th Street address in downtown and found the building was empty with the lease sign in display. Then we went to the 2nd location on Industrial Road to a building called Industrial Event Space and found nothing was going on. The owner didn't talk to us on camera, but told us they have nothing to do with the event. Trish, like many other ticket holders, were
mad as you know what.
when she learned there was no event.
It's my birthday, and unfortunately I won't get my crab legs. We went for the all-you-can-eat, which was unlimited. Paid $50, and now it's a scam.
The Shepherds drove all the way from Utah, but have to turn around on an empty stomach.
It's what you get for going online and being trusting people.
$140 short, and this was supposed to make up for my birthday.
Reporting, Cynthia Maldonado, 13 Action News.
And speaking of getting set up, parents, why not help get a jump on your help your kids get a jump on getting a summer job? Clark County already taking applications for summer internships. It's all part of the Summer Business Institute program. It gives your kid the chance to work and learn from Las Vegas area business leaders. Applications are due by February 8th. We have a link on how you can apply over at ktnv.com. Good morning, Las Vegas. Well, still ahead this morning.
If anybody out there that knows who does this or did this, please turn yourself in.
Pleading for justice, families who lost loved ones in a senseless shooting at a California bowling alley are speaking out. Plus, the video giving us a glimpse inside after those shots rang out. And teens using secret language on their phones, what parents need to be out on the lookout for. And another...
Now, live from Las Vegas, this is 13 Action News, Good Morning Las Vegas.
I seen people running and I heard gunshots.
Families running for their lives after a shooting inside a bowling alley. That gunman's still on the run right now, with families now making a plea for justice. And back here at home, a shooting at a local casino sparking security concerns at resorts across our valley. A look at some new guidelines security teams are using for your protection. Plus, a warning for all parents about your kids' phones, the secret language they're using, and what parents need to know to help keep them safe. But first, some wet weather in our valley last night, making for some slick roads this morning. Check this out. This is video we shot earlier near our studio right here at Valley View in DI. Earlier we had some fog, but Luckily, as we were saying, the blindfold's off, the sun's out, it's lifted right now, so want to head over to 13 First Alert meteorologist Gina Cancelleri to break it all down for us. Any more rain in the forecast?
No, Tom, I think we're dry now. Dry air is starting to move into the valley, and the storm continues to move off to the east, leaving in its wake a nice breeze and dry conditions. The roads are still a little wet, so take your time this morning if you're driving around. But there you see it, the dry slot of air that's behind this system, it's starting to work its way in already. And the fog is burning off, and we're going to have a decent day. Here's a look at the water vapor imagery, and it shows how much moisture is in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. When you have a lot of moisture there, then you see clouds and you see weather. And here it is, indicated by the blue. This was Saturday, 8 a.m. Now let's put it into motion and get it out of here. There it goes, and then you see this big area of black. That's the dry air that's starting to move in place. So we're not going to have any upper level moisture. We're not going to have low level moisture. We are going to be dry and see a lot of sunshine. And like I said, the wind is going to pick up as well. Current temperatures, McCarran 46 degrees, Las Vegas 43 degrees, Mount Charleston below freezing. Same deal for Lee Canyon, where we do have a winter weather advisory in effect until 10 o'clock this morning. Elsewhere in the valley, current temperature 46 degrees with some clouds out there. The clouds will continue to push out. High temperature reaching 53 degrees today, and we will have a breeze as we move through the evening. Full details of your forecast and the 7-day plan are all coming up. Tom?
If anybody out there that knows who does this or did this, please turn yourself in, because you done took somebody's father, somebody's son, somebody's brother, uncle, and I know you wouldn't want it to be done to you.
Desperate pleas this morning from the mother of one of the people shot and killed inside a California bowling alley Friday night. Police have still not made any arrests after shots rang out, sending families running for their lives. 3 people are dead and several others people were hurt. ABC's Zachary Keish has more from witnesses and the chilling video from inside.
There's an active investigation underway after gunfire broke out at a bowling alley in Torrance, California, just about 20 miles south of Los Angeles.
This is going to be a large-scale investigation. Our detectives have to methodically go through the scene, look at the evidence, and try to piece this thing together.
Police say a verbal fight between a group of women eventually turned physical, with others getting involved.
Situation. We have multiple subjects down inside and outside Gable House.
Witnesses described the chaotic scene.
I seen people running and I heard gunshots and I tried to get down, and my daughter is right there, my niece is right there. I told everybody to get down.
So as they were fighting and then the guys got into the fight and people were up and down, then probably not even a good minute later we heard gunshots. Pop, 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 pop.
First responders rushing in to help the victims. 3 people pronounced dead at the scene.
I gotta go home and tell Kristen his daddy not coming home. Oh my God.
4 others were injured in the shooting. 2 of them had to be transported to the hospital for treatment. In a tweet, California U.S. Senator Kamala Harris said her heart breaks for the victims, adding, "We must do more to address gun violence." Zachary Keish, ABC News, New York.
And back here at home, security once again comes into question after 2 shootings at the Wild Wild West Casino. That comes just days after a man was shot and killed inside Green Valley Ranch Hotel and Casino.
I'm going to actually stop coming here. This is this corner, this lot, this area here is very, very troublesome.
Hotel guests were stunned Friday afternoon when shots rang out as they attempted to check into their rooms near Tropicana and Valley View. Metro says a man was shot after an argument outside one of those rooms. Security responded to the incident and fired at the gunman as he ran away. That victim is expected to survive. Police are still searching for that shooter. And those recent shootings we've seen at casinos are bringing up memories of 1 October for many. Retired Metro Detective Phil Ramos says most casinos now require an extensive background in either military or law enforcement for security guards.
When they arm a security officer, they have to provide him with so much intense and continuous training, because security officers are generally going to be in the presence of dozens and dozens and dozens of people.
Now, Ramos also says local police are working alongside hotel security to make sure everyone who goes to their properties are safe. All right, well, the government shutdown lingers on. We're now on day 15. The vice president and other administration officials meeting with congressional aides to debate border security this weekend. ABC's Elizabeth Herr shows you the bitter stalemate as hundreds of thousands of federal workers are now not getting paid.
With the partial government shutdown now in its 3rd week, top White House officials met with congressional aides in a bid to reach an agreement. And after being briefed on that meeting, President Trump tweeted, Not much headway made today. Second meeting set for tomorrow. That means some 800,000 federal employees remain either furloughed or working without pay.
And the people that won't get next week's pay or the following week's pay, I think if you ever really looked at those people, I think they'd say, Mr. President, keep going. This is far more important.
The president also tweeting without citing evidence that most of the affected workers are Democrats, adding, I want to stop the shutdown as soon as we are in agreement on strong border security. Some workers already feeling the pinch.
It's going to affect us when it comes to mortgages, paying rent, daycare.
We don't know if we're going to have like our phone bill paid, our food for the rest of the month.
Democrats are urging the president to reopen the government.
Open up the government and let's continue the discussions.
Maintaining they support border security, but not a wall.
And our border security will suffer if we do not resolve this issue.
President has signaled he's willing to declare a national emergency to bypass Congress and build the wall himself, a move that would most certainly be challenged in court. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
And back here at home, the Palms Casino Resort is looking to fill 1,000 new jobs for their new day club and nightclub. Today is your last casting call. The property's looking for cocktail servers, dancers, bartenders, and security personnel. Applicants should bring appropriate attire for the relevant positions. Those new clubs are set to open this spring. You can head on over to their website for more information. Well, teens have developed a secret language to hide stuff from their parents, so we wanted to see what that's all about. 13 Action News reporter Austin Carter speaks with a local doctor about the hidden dangers.
There's no secret in a generation of social media and technology, parents sometimes fall by the wayside.
As a mom, I need to be aware of this code.
But listen up, a Valley doctor says teens are using a secret and potentially dangerous language that you may not know even exists.
People will say, well, I'm going to go have some broccoli. You know, so they're like, oh, my kid wants broccoli for dinner. Broccoli's marijuana.
Dr. Dahlia Wax speaking out on the hidden dangers, risky behavior, including underage sex and drugs.
A parent who's unaware can't then intervene when they need to. If you do stumble upon these terms or you hear these terms, you want to have a dictionary nearby and you want to look them up.
So what are these terms? Some of the most used include LMIRL, let's meet in real life, cola, meaning cocaine, lit, getting high or drunk, bay, before anyone else, or 53X, meaning sex.
One thing that I'm concerned about is the question mark with the little triangle hat for hookup.
We took to the streets to see how many local teens use any of these codes.
I knew some of them. I didn't know some of the ones about sex, but I knew some of the drug ones.
Then we met some parents.
I've never thought 13-year-olds would. I see sex here. That's shocking to me. I mean, or hookup.
I'm just shocked at some of the stuff that can be coded. Looking at this now, talking to you, like salty, you know, some of the stuff. I hear the girls talking like that on the phone.
But there's a much darker side to this secret language. Dr. Dahlia says teens can use this lingo to express signs of depression or even suicidal thoughts.
2M, 2H, the too much to handle. Sometimes you'll see that with somebody who's really, really sad or taking on too much.
And this is all the more reason to pay special attention to teens and tweens. Be aware of acronyms about committing suicide or causing harm to themselves, like these ones. Dr. Dahlia says to communicate with your child regularly and set boundaries. Also, open up a conversation if any alarming texting codes are found on their phone. Also, educate yourself. We have more of these secret codes on our website at ktnv.com. Austin Carter, 13 Action News.
Yeah, some good stuff for parents to know for sure. Well, straight ahead, it may be a new year, but we're seeing the same dirt at restaurants around the valley. Darcy Spears shows us where cockroaches were found in this week's edition of Dirty Dining. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on your cloudy Sunday morning. Stay with us. All right,
Here we are.
Here we are. no setup, no context, but yeah, it was like driving to work this morning. Yeah,
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
If you are just waking up, you have no idea what we had to go through to get here this morning.
Yeah,
there
cold.
was fog.
It's cold. You
wet
have
roads.
I'm wearing a blindfold. Like
I
Box,
know.
It
It was
it's like I'm
pretty
just driving.
intense.
It's like I'm driving into the darkness.
But now
the light has come and
sun is up, fog is
up.
gone.
I mean, it's still a little cloudy though. Let's not.
Yes,
like,
we have some clouds out there.
Here, but
yeah,
yeah.
that's all right. Here's a look at satellite and radar. The storm that moved through is what we are talking about. The storm was forecast, so I hope you heard the rain that fell last night. I sure did. And here it is. There it goes, right there. Moving through. In its wake, we still have a few clouds out there and the roads are still a little wet. Your grass might be wet this morning in your driveway, but it'll all dry out because we have dry air now moving in. Dry air, it will be breezy too once this storm passes through. Here's a closer look at the radar and we are dry. There's nothing to show you here. So the storm is gone. What did it do for us? It brought us some rain. Decent amounts of rain in some location, other areas picking up just 1/10 of an inch of rain, which is what I expected. Now, most of the rain, the hardcore rain, fell to the southeast. Like Henderson, you picked up the most rain from the storm. Still, we have some clouds out there from the storm. A really pretty shot from the Mandalay Bay camera. There you see it, the clouds out there, but blue sky ahead. The clouds will continue to sort of loosen up and then bring us some more blue sky as we move through the afternoon. Here's a look from the stratosphere camera. Same thing, still some cumulus clouds out there, some low level clouds, but those will all start to lift as we move through the day today. So your forecast does call for drying conditions, more sunshine with a high temperature of 53 degrees and a breeze out of the south at about 12 miles per hour sustained. Here's a look at your wind planner. We've had wind much worse. I understand that, but we haven't seen some wind like this in quite some time. So as we move through the day today, noon, 10 mile per hour wind expected. As we move through 4 o'clock, same sort of thing. 8 o'clock, getting a little breezier. Temperature at that time, 47 degrees. And the overnight hours will have a decent breeze sticking around, 14 miles per hour as we head through the midnight hour. So do be aware, stuff will be blowing around thanks to the breeze that's left behind now that the storm is gone. So here's a look at your 7-day planner, and it does show your Sunday drying out with breezy conditions. High temperature today, 53 degrees. Moving into Monday's back to school, back to work, 56 degrees with a good amount of sunshine, and the breeze should die down. Tuesday getting warmer. Wednesday, the warmest day of the week, 61 degrees for your high with some sunshine. Same deal for Thursday and Friday. Then we have another storm that's going to move through the valley on Saturday. Tom?
All right, well, it's time for Darcy Spears to deliver the first Dirty Dining of 2019. And although the year might be new, the violations will sound familiar.
I'm Darcy Spears from Channel 13. We're here because you guys are on Dirty Dining tonight for the recent closure that you experienced from the health district for the cockroach infestation, and we just want to speak to whoever's in charge to make sure we get your side of the story.
That's the first time I've uttered those words in the new year, and the restaurant's explanation is a first too. The person in charge at Bombay Indian Cuisine said the inspector only found roaches because he went to wash his hands.
Then he's going outside, everything is done. He said, okay, let's go home. Means like finished everything. And he want to wash his hand.
According to the health district, Bombay in the Gold Key shops on Las Vegas Boulevard near Convention Center Drive was infested with multi-generational roaches, resulting in a shutdown on December 17th.
He see the dead cockroach one, dead.
Well, the report says that there were live roaches throughout the kitchen and dead roaches as well. There was even a live roach in your ice.
I see that time dead.
You only saw the one dead one?
Yeah, I am there only. Okay. I'm standing there.
Okay, so there are pictures that the health district took that show live ones as well.
I know, I have also picture.
Okay.
Then he finding it. I say, okay, no problem. You can find it, relax and see all the stuff. He's finding where. So he find the 2 more live cockroach.
The health district's pictures show live roaches crawling on walls and ceilings, dead ones on the floor, and this live one crawling inside the ice machine. There were also heavy cockroach droppings along walls near the sink. Despite that, Patel disagrees with the inspector, calling it an infestation.
For 2 cockroach, you are telling me to shut down? Whatever, no problem.
I guess some people would say even 1 roach is too many, right?
That's true. That's only I feel bad.
Other violations included soiled walls, food prep counters and ceilings, a utensil stored in stagnant, dirty water on the stove, greasy ventilation hoods, and holes in kitchen walls and base coving.
They also made a note that they said the entire facility was in need of general deep cleaning because they noted a lot of stuff was dirty in the kitchen.
Yeah. So we told him that we need the January only, we are doing the whole restaurant renovation.
As for the food, there were a lot of items not protected from contamination, including an open bag of flour in dry storage and ground chickpeas and mashed vegetables in the fridge. I asked Patel if we could get any video in the kitchen, but he declined.
All right, we'll take your word for it that the kitchen looks good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bombay was back to a 0 demerit A grade on December 19th, but due to the closure and multiple consecutive failed inspections, it's now in the Health District's administrative process. That means more frequent inspections and on-site intervention training. Darcy Spears, 13 Action News.
Right, we'll be right back with today's top stories and a final check of your First Alert forecast. You're watching 13 Action News. We'll be right back on your Sunday morning. All right, real quick before we go, we want to give you a look at the stories making headlines on your Sunday morning. Scott Dozier, the Nevada death row inmate at the center of a heated court battle, was found dead in his cell on Saturday. The Nevada Department of Corrections says this was an apparent suicide. Dozier's execution was supposed to be the first execution in the state of Nevada in over a decade. He was sentenced in 2002 for the murder of Jeremiah Miller. That execution was placed on hold after the maker of the lethal drug cocktail claimed that the state obtained it illegally. And a 9-vehicle crash shut down lanes on the southbound 15 for hours on Saturday. NHP telling us a semi failed to hit the brakes, slammed into another semi and 7 other vehicles. 2 people were taken to the hospital, and one of them is in critical condition. And in case you missed it, fog lingering over the valley overnight. Kind of hard to miss, I guess, right? Viewers sending us these photos. But when the sun came out, the fog magically went away. So
it's magic.
Yeah, it did give us a lot of nice chances for some cool pictures. So of course we want to see those from you. You can share some with them, with us, of course, on our KTNV Facebook page. We love to see them. Like, look at that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
all
yeah,
right, let's get to the weather, show you your forecast. The storm is moving out, the storm that created all of that weather. Now it is headed off to the east. So what does that mean for the rest of the day today?
Thank you, next.
Yes, we're done with you. We have breezy weather coming today, drying conditions, warming up for the week. And then guess what, Tom? Just in time for next Saturday, another storm will be on its way.
All right, thanks for making Good Morning Las Vegas a part of your day. We're always on at KTNV.com. Thanks for watching, everyone.